After the storm, the light in Yeni Foça changes. It becomes sharp and revealing. I went to the local market not just for produce, but to find next set of textures. There is a specific honesty in the dirt still clinching to a beetroot, or the tangled roots of fresh garlic or celery. Back at the workstation, the challenge is to translate the sensory abundance of the Yeni Foça market into a tactile digital experience. I have selected this composition of beets and celery because it offers a perfect battleground. The deep, stained moisture of the root vegetables against the dry, peppery grit of celery. Here, the subject matter does the work for us. The deep umbers of the earth and the vibrant purples of the vegetables are my new hidden engine. I am looking for the vibration between the organic greens and the sun-bleached ceramics of the flower. Today, I am stepping into Rebelle 8 Pro for the first time. I am curious to see if my traditional philosophy holds up against this high-fidelity physics. As a new user to this specific engine, I am treating this session as a dialogue. I am bringing my edging color theory, and I am letting the software bring the fluid dynamics. We are learning each other's language in real time. One of the reasons I am trying Rebelle is the freedom to work with high resolutions without losing the performance of the paint. At 300 dpi, I can actually watch the watercolor pigments settle into the fibers of the paper in real time. It's no longer about simulating an effect. It's about performing with the medium. Here we aren't just placing colors. We are controlling fluids. The light in the market today was very direct, but the subjects themselves, these beads, are defined by their water content. Rebelle 8 lets me simulate that. As I use the watercolor tool for the initial wash, I am watching the paint walk across the digital canvas based on its texture. I am starting with a cool Cyan underpainting in Rebelle. This is the ghost of the medium. Even though I am painting red beets, this blue layer will act as a vibration beneath the surface. I am using cool cyans and muted blues. This is a deliberate choice. These are the complementary opposites of the magentas and deep reds we will layer on later. By grounding the piece in these cool tones, I am creating a chromatic vibration that will make the final beet colors feel much more intense and alive. In digital art, we often forget that the layers underneath, the visible ones, are what we give a piece its electric soul. I am letting the watercolor walk into the tangled roots of the celeriac, allowing the software to suggest those first organic errors that make the painting feel human. The celery skins have a beautiful sun-bleach quality. I am being careful to keep these areas light and atmospheric. The underpainting's job isn't to define detail, but to establish the breadth of the piece. We are setting the stage for the pastels, where we will finally introduce the friction and the grit of the earth. As I move into the final forms, I am committing to personal challenge. No undo, no redo. In digital painting, we often use Command-Z as a crutch, which can lead to a hesitant message look. By disabling the safety net, I am forced to make every stroke count. It's no longer a file to be edited. It's a performance to be executed. I am still using only one tool, the standard oil pastel flat. By physically rotating my hand and varying the pressure, I am getting everything from broad smears to sharp grids. When you limit your tools and remove the safety net of the undo command, digital painting becomes an honest dialogue. You learn to trust your eyes more than the software shortcuts. As the forms get more complex, the stakes are rising. I am sticking to my no undo rule. Every stroke is a permanent part of the painting's history. This forces me to be decisive. Instead of fixing a mistake, I have to respond to it with the next layer of pastel. Turns digital painting into a live performance where every mark has a consequence. am carving the fiber of the roots using negative painting. I am not drawing lines. I am defining the dark gaps between the fibers. By rotating the oil pastel flat brush to its sharpest edge, I can skip over the watercolor texture, leaving that cyan blue peeking through. It creates a chromatic vibration that makes the final piece feel electric and alive. To make these beads convincing, I am simulating subsurface scattering. Organic matter isn't opaque. Light actually penetrates the skin and bounces around the inside. Now look at the edges of the shadows. I am introducing subsurface scattering by placing these warm, high saturation oranges and magentas right against the deep blues. We create the illusion of depth. The light isn't just hitting the bead. It's penetrating the skin and glowing from within. By simulating the internal moisture and density of organic life. Watch how I am placing high saturation heat tones, oranges and hot magentas, right where the shadow meets the light. It is not just a highlight. It's the glow of the moisture and density trapped inside the bead. In the next part, the stakes get even higher. We move to the gnarled complexity of the celeriac roots, where the no-undo rule is truly tested. I will share my aesthetic struggle between blue and green foliage, and we will face the hardest decision of all, knowing exactly when to stop. Join me for the final of Local Market Still Life.